Bourbon Bougie as Detective McPetty, taking a deep dive into male spaces to share with you what they are talking about. I go in and I take screenshots. Most of the time I'm not speaking back, but sometimes I am compelled to speak. But let's go ahead and see what men are talking about in male spaces. I discovered this Instagram account like last week. His name is Masculinio. He is a masculinity philosophy mindset account, and he's just spouting red pill stuff. But let's go ahead and laugh at this man. Let's laugh at the masculinity that he is teaching other men. This is his most recent post. He says, no woman truly wants to be single. She just tells herself that lie because the truth cuts too deep. She either couldn't attract the man she wanted or she couldn't keep the one she had. Behind every independent woman is just a failed love story she'll never admit. These men do not talk to women. They come up with their opinions of women and then they just spout it out. But you can tell that they do not talk to women. This is the post before that one. It says, when you become a man with aura, beautiful women orbit. Opportunities fall in your lap. It feels like a blessing, but there's a dark side. You can't relate to the average man anymore. You've separated yourself from the herd. You move different. You speak different. You think different. And that's the price of becoming rare. This post has 6 different graphics to it. So this is the first part. Women's favorite mating strategy today is simple. Have fun first, settle down later. Sleep with the guys they truly desire in their youth, the athletes, the rich, the toxic bad boys. Does this sound like anything that we're saying as women as we speak to other women? Just sleep with men? That's why I say you could tell they don't talk to women. Then when the wall creeps closer, they suddenly want stability, loyalty, and a man who will provide. This strategy destroyed dating and marriage. Why? Because men aren't stupid. Deep down, every man knows he's being used as the retirement plan. He's not the one she dreamed about. He's the one she settled for. No man feels respected when he knows she gave her best years, her beauty, her passion to other men. And now she wants him to pay full price for what's already been spent. This is why relationships collapse, why marriages feel empty, because men can sense when they are a plan B. I am not going to editorialize, but please let me know what you think about the post from Masculinio. We talked about this viral clip with this young lady named Riley. Now, at first, I didn't know that the men couldn't see her, but they were looking disinterested, and she was talking about the things that she liked. She was scuba certified. She wanted to go to Australia, go hiking. She's talking about she wants to go to themed parties and stuff. She seemed like a fun young lady, but the men were not interested in that type of thing. This clip was posted in the True Rated Discussions subreddit. And some of the comments were just mean-spirited and unnecessary. And this is not a male space, but I still went in and I'm including some men's comments in this particular video. Now, I wanted to get to this comment first before I shared some of the men's comments on this one. She says, it's interesting because this is exactly what men on here claim they want instead of the high maintenance IG models. She's not wearing tons of makeup, modestly dressed, seems down to earth and fun, not overweight, no tattoos or piercings. It turns out they actually do want the IG baddies they claim they hate. And I'm just putting that out there because on one hand, they really do act like they want bare face. They want somebody that's completely covered. They want people that are just not high maintenance. And this woman came out, I mean, she seemed not high maintenance, but traveling, that does cost money. But I just really wanted to put that first. But now let's look at some of these men's comments. And I do want to give a shout out to my homie, Sovereign Femme Fudge. She's the one that tagged me in some of these comments. I'm coming hard out the gate. This man named Rasper says, F you, Riley. And it says, hashtag, kick Riley when she's down. And I was just like, ugh, what in the world? And that's why I was like, why are they so mean? And then I said, this is why I have no empathy or grace for them. And when I say for them, I mean the peen havers, because just some of this Whenever I open up social media, I see the most egregious, mean-spirited stuff. And then, like, yeah, they have earned the male loneliness epidemic, which is soon to be a pandemic. Now, here's Rasper talking to me because, like I said, this is a co-ed space. Here's his comment to me. Did anyone ask for grace or empathy from you? It's Reddit. If you don't appreciate a comment or the humor in it, move on. You're an adult, right? It's hilarious you're trying to use Reddit comments to prove some biased fact about men. Stop drawing lines and actually hurting feminism. Just hilarious. So I'm the one hurting feminism. You can read the rest of this if you would like, but this is what he said to me. I wanted to get to this part of his comment, though. He said, to the other comments you two are making, me and Sovereign Femme Fudge, he says they are some of the most sexist I've seen on Reddit in a while. FYI, because this makes me happy to share, especially in this situation. I am a happily married man, going on 10 years with an incredibly strong, independent woman who has as much say in our relationship as I do. That's called respect and loving your partner. If I was a gay man, it would be the same with my same-sex partner. If you aren't picking up what I'm saying, oh well, change your because man, poor form, people, poor form. So he's married and still walked into this post and said, F Riley, kick Riley while she's down. He's a married man and still has this much aggression and mean-spiritedness towards a woman that has done absolutely nothing to him. I did have to ask him though, like, what is really funny about F you, Riley? This is what your kind considers funny? And he says the opposite of it all. If you can't figure it out, it's not your humor, and that's fine. Just don't think it's right to judge people by something of theirs which you do not understand. Dry and dark humor is a thing. So please let me know, did you find F.U. Riley to be humorous? Hashtag kick Riley while she's down. Did you find that humorous, or am I just unfunny? Ashley6 says, try hard. You can tell she wants to be loved so bad. Kind of cute and sad at the same time. But like Sovereign Femme Fudge says, but I thought men wanted nice, up for it women. Oh no, the truth is out en masse for men. This whole thread is a severe truth serum, and women need to see and understand that these people talk out the sides of their neck. On one side, they say that they want plain, down to earth, whatever, let's go out and have fun. They do not want the OF models. They don't want the internet baddies. They want somebody that they could just, hang out with. That is absolutely not true. I saw this post yesterday from this man named Jay Noetic. He says, let's just say the average man makes $30 an hour. That's $62,000 per year. If he takes you, a complete stranger, out on a first date and spends $150 on the date, he would have to work 5 hours in the coming week to make up for it. Please stop saying men are being lazy when it comes to dating. Until you have to work hours to make up for the woman you never saw again, you won't understand why men say, let's grab a coffee first. Imagine getting ghosted after you work a full day just to see her. A lot of women were saying what I said. I said, that's the reason why you need to date within your budget. Stop being hoes and trying to juggle multiple women and date like-minded women. Some women are fine with coffee dates. Find them. And I'm also confused why these men won't actually get to know women before they decide to ask them out on dates. You can actually talk to women on the phone to see if there's any chemistry first, so you don't have to do this whole coffee dating situation, because a lot of women are saying that they do not want to do coffee dates. They are outright saying that, but there are still some women out there that are perfectly fine with coffee dates. All he has to do is find those women. This was one of his comments. I think he's getting dragged on his own post. He said, we worked a full day to take you out and you ghosted me. We're out of touch. How can we get that audacity? And he uses this picture. This is his pinned comment. It says, the bitter and triggered women gonna make this go viral too. I really appreciate y'all for real. You're the real MVP. Thank you. And then he says, I got to get back to work so I can take out this stranger next week since y'all made it about me. Broke Jay. It's been fun. And the thing is, like I said, a lot of women are saying that they don't even care, that they don't want to date at all. So this man is typing things out, but I know lots of women are saying it does not matter, that they would rather spend time with their friends, with their pets, at home, and that's it. Men have got to make dating even worth it to go out with them at all. Someone made a comment under one of my posts that was talking about the Uber driver that was a red pill man. And this is where these men's thoughts and ideas and things that they put on the internet interact or collide with real life. Many of the things that they are thinking and typing out, they are taking it out into real life. And this woman's video proves it. She captioned it, "Point of view, a smooth brain picked you up for an Uber ride and kicked you out of the car for saying you're divorced and single by choice. Some women are single, and it really does trigger these men because these men think that a woman is supposed to be under a man. No matter what the man is, even if it's not him, they really believe that women should be under control of a man. And this is the reason why some women are saying yes for, the ride sharing program that's going to be for women, driven by women, because they want to avoid this type of thing, because this type of thing is quite scary. This is the sister to the woman that was in the car, and she started to do some deep diving into that man. She saw that he has actually written books. This is one of the books. The Fall of Western Civilization, Surviving the Pandemic of Toxic, Entitled, Overweight, Delusional, Hypergamous, and Promiscuous Modern-Day Western Women. That is a whole lot of bingo terms right there. Men are like wine, women are like milk. And this is titled The Red Pill Bible. This is from inside the book. The ultimate protection guide for men exploring topics of modern dating, relationships, and marriage. The family structure is under attack. Western civilization is being systematically eliminated. Within this tome is advice from hundreds of men from all walks of life. Contained inside this saved masculine text is a rigorous and controversial system of ranking a modern woman, a system that was designed to safeguard men at all costs. The first part is covered by this that says update, but it says the gluttonous female nature of hypergamy, money, marriage, divorce, alimony, and child support. I don't know why his book capitalizes the word money, but okay. Examining the extermination of femininity and the pernicious scourge of repugnant feminism, the abomination of wretched misandry. Analyzing the noxious and deadly body positivity movement and the ever-increasing weight of modern women, the height of men and the weight of women, face and fitness, the warning signs to look out for in virulent, ravenous, modern-day women, tattoos, piercings, hair color, hairstyles, inappropriate attire, hobgoblin eyelashes, fake body parts, the witchcraft of makeup, and repulsive ratchet weaves. Jeez! Abhorrent attitudes and the rise of non-submissive, combative, and uncooperative women. The most contentious topic we will scrutinize is beware of single mothers and the rise of single-parent households. Lastly, we probe the thoughts of post-wall 30 to 35, over 40-year-old frozen egg women, the women who give up their youthful days to chase after careers, who foolishly think they can start a family later in life with frozen eggs. This magnus opus was designed to save the lives of men, and he capitalizes men. Within is contained the life experiences and wisdom of hundreds of men laid out to help preserve your life, goals, family bloodline, money, and resources. He doesn't particularly like women. Why is he even trying to create a family within this structure of women that they don't like? But this is the type of thing that we're seeing right now. Red pill is not just on social media. Red pill is not just in blog posts. Red pill is coming out in real life. A lot of the things that the degrading words that this man was saying to this woman don't need to be replayed. He was calling her all kind of B words. He was cussing at her. He was saying many of the things that you saw me read. So there's no need for me to continue to share this video. I'm not even going to put a clip in it. It's not important. The important thing is to know and understand why women are working to protect themselves, why women are trying to check men out, why women are trying to create systems where they are with other women, because we don't know. You can't vet for this, and companies aren't doing anything about men like this. So how will women know how to protect themselves if the companies are not taking proper steps to get rid of these types of people? He should not be around any type of person. So like I said, I'm not going to post this video because it is not important to continue to hear the degrading things that they say about women. But I am going to post the woman's video, the woman that was in the ride. She is sharing her side of the story because she was in the car with this man and people were asking her questions. So I'm about to connect it to this video.
Well, the reason why I continue to engage and respond to his questions is because initially he wasn't argumentative or combative. We were having a natural conversation, and I assumed that this was just somebody who was just naturally curious about my past and what happened after telling him that I'm single and I'm divorced. So then he proceeds to ask me why I left my ex-husband, and I explained to him why I left him. There was a number of reasons. I left initially, not initially. Ultimately, I left due to physical assault, right? That's why I packed my bags. But during the marriage, we just were very different people. We had different religious ideologies. He's Muslim. I am not. Philosophically, we were not aligned at all. We have very different interests, very different goals. We grew up in completely different environments. So the way that we see the world it clashed. We were just not aligned and literally had no business getting married, but we were young and dumb and decided that this was the best thing to do. And after I explained to him all of this information, initially his response was, well, so you left him because he's Muslim? And I said, no, that's not why I left him. There's nothing wrong with being Muslim. It's just not a religion that resonates with me. It's not a way of life that resonates with me. And because of that, we were not equally yoked. Doesn't the Bible talk about being equally yoked? I'm not religious at all, but at least that I know. And then he's like, well, that was not a reason for you to leave your ex-husband. Forgetting everything else I said, he's stuck on the Muslim part for whatever reason. Maybe he is also, I don't know. But he was so fixated on this idea that I left him because he's Muslim. And he starts talking about how he knew what he was doing. He wanted to create a path for you that was safe. He wanted to protect you. You should just allow men to be in control. This is what's wrong with you women. You think that you need to be in control of everything. There's no reason why you're just wandering in the streets by yourself. You should have made it work with your ex-husband. And then so this is when I start going back and forth with him. Before I started recording, I'm like, so I should have stayed. Aside from the religious ideology differences, right? I should have stayed in a marriage where I was being physically and verbally abused. I should have continued. He said, well, that could have worked out. Maybe because you didn't listen. That's what's wrong with you women. You don't listen to anything. That's probably why that happened. You should just listen to your husband. You had no reason in creating a broken home. Then he starts going on a rant about women that create broken homes like me, come from single mom. You're raised by single moms. And I was like, actually, no, my father has always been around. So that the two are not related. Okay. There's no correlation here at all. And he was so adamant about it. Starts saying that, well, if you did have a father in your life, then that man is he's a weak man, because why did he allow you to leave your ex-husband? Why are you out here just single? Anyways, so he just keeps going on the tangent. And then at some point that's when I picked up the phone and I started recording. Before that, I actually started asking him to drop me off when we got closer to my neighborhood, because I was coming from downtown Detroit to North Rosedale. That's the neighborhood I live in. And it's mostly highway. So for me to even ask him to drop me off, I would have been stuck in the middle of the highway. That's very dangerous, y'all. So I waited until we got closer to my neighborhood. And that's when I started to ask him to drop me off. When he refused, I picked up the phone and started recording. And then that's when he started going off on that tangent. Yeah, that was a very terrifying experience. I've learned my lesson to not share and be vulnerable. with some people, because you're never really in a safe space. That was a terrible encounter. Yeah, I'm left with a lot of anxiety. Like I mentioned in my last video, I'm not okay mentally. Yeah, it's not safe out there. It's not safe. We need to protect ourselves. That was enough information that I needed to know that I need to really protect myself, because there's a lot of individuals that are walking around with a lot going on mentally. We also found a website that he created. It's on his Instagram page. The link on there does not work, but someone in my circle was able to find the actual website. And the information that is on there is absolutely disturbing. It is very, very disturbing. This person does not need to be walking around freely. He absolutely hates women. The information that is on this website, yeah, it's horrifying. Yeah,